37 Barbie movies. Yeah, 37 whole Barbie movies. Mattel really has not stopped pumping these things out since the first one was released in 2001. In fact, the most recent one came out just in 2020, so just over a year ago now. This video has been a long time coming. I'm new to the video making scene, as you can probably tell by my less than adequate audio and editing skills. Please bear with me while I try to get the hang of everything. Ranking all of the Barbie movies isn't exactly the most original idea. If you're watching this, then you've probably seen one of the more popular rankings by Kate Loves Disney here on YouTube. I highly recommend her video, but more so, I have so much respect for anybody who actually sits down to watch all of these. There are probably worse things out there, but by the time we were finished with this list, that sickening shade of hot pink blurred my vision, and I was seriously having nightmares about Barbie's ugly ass animal friends. Right, before moving on, I should probably explain who we are. My name is Rune, and I have a best friend named Jasper. Here are our social media links if you are interested. I've known Jasper for God, I don't even know how long. It doesn't matter. We have a passion for ranking things and making astronomically long and complicated lists. So we went crazy at the idea of sitting down and doing this one after we watched the original Kate Loves Disney video. I want to say we had fun doing this, but honestly, this one really broke us. I probably won't ever do another movie binge quite like this one ever again. We've talked about it. I just don't think our sanity can really take it, especially mine. We started watching these movies in late 2019 and it carried over into early 2020. We finished our viewing around the time COVID-19 hit, and because we had a lot of extra time on our hands, we spent the majority of that 2-week quarantine writing out our thoughts. We actually have an original list posted on my Tumblr account, and while this was enough at the time, I've recently stumbled upon actual editing software and a microphone, and now I feel like I have to immortalize our efforts into video form. This video will be similar to that Tumblr list, but we actually went back through and rearranged some stuff and switched stuff around. So if you go back to look for that original post, it's not going to be exactly the same. And I just wanted to put it in a more comprehensive form in general, which is why we're doing a handy dandy internet friendly numbered list. Just so this video stands out a bit more from the others, we're going to try to add a couple extra fun things into this ranking. Probably the first thing to mention is that we won't necessarily be ranking these Barbie movies based on their objective quality. Instead, we're basing it on how fun these were to watch. And we did this because we are early 20-somethings, obviously not Mattel's audience, just watching these Barbie movies made for kids. So if we're really judging on objective quality, it's just not as fun, really. And because of that, there may be some movies that you would think are worse than others being higher up on the list, and that's just because they were probably funnier or they had some charm about them that maybe others that are considered better didn't have. So just wanted to throw that out before I really got into things. Alongside that, in honor of Pride Month 2021, the time I'm recording this, we'll also be ranking each of these movies on how gay they are. Now wait before everybody freaks out. Don't worry, Jasper and I are both part of the LGBTQ+ community, and I'd say we're decently qualified to make these calls. I'm a raging bisexual non-binary whore with depression, and they're a AAA, aro, ace, agender motherfucking bastard. But yeah, despite what you may think, a decent amount of these Barbie movies were really testing our gay little hearts. After we're done with our initial spiel for each film, we'll simply clock each of them on a gay meter, consisting of 1 to 10 fruits. Is it fruity in the way somebody sprays tropical mango Febreze after someone takes a shit, or an entire scrumptious appetizing fruit bowl on a hot summer's day? This was also a last-minute decision, but we've actually also decided to rank the Barbie animal sidekicks. I feel like nobody really talks about these guys, and looking back on this list, I feel like they can make or break an entire Barbie movie. If there is an unbearable animal sidekick who is a hindrance to the plot and the characters, it makes it really hard to watch. We won't spend too much time on these guys, but we will give you a simple 1 to 5 star rating for each of them. And those are the 3 basic things that we're going to rate for these. However, I do want to give one last disclaimer before I really get into this ranking. Barbie has been a staple for kids everywhere, though more specifically young girls who are told that they can do and be anything. Overall, we think this is really admirable. We don't really have any issue with Barbie when it comes to her being a role model for kids, and really this list is all in good fun. However, we won't really hold any punches when it comes to some of these movies just because they are made for kids. It is important to criticize children's media, and there are a few movies in the bunch that I feel like maybe don't have a great message or the message is really confused, and so I will bring up stuff like that, especially if I don't exactly think a kid should be watching it. And also one last thing, I know I keep saying that, but truly this time, to avoid any confusion, we are aware that Barbie's name is not always Barbie in these movies, but we will always be referring to her as Barbie. This is just to avoid any confusion on our part, really, because I don't really feel like going back and listing Barbie's name for every single one of these movies and then remembering to refer to her by that name for every movie as well. Trust me, it's fine. It'll work. It'll all be great. And with that introduction out of the way, welcome to my first ever YouTube video, and let's rank all 37 Barbie movies worst to best.